Hi, I'm back. Not dead, surprisingly. I did take a bit of a break, which I don't really know why I did, but I did, and that's happened. But it's over now. Hopefully, I'll be back into some form of groove if there is one. But I'm gonna jump right into it, and I want to discuss something that I see as quite a big problem to just our modern world and our progress. It's hyperspecialisation, which in essence is the concept that every human has the faculty to do what any other human can do. You know, if that's something to be learned or a career or whatnot, any human can do anything any other can, given reason. But our sort of systems we have in place now, the systems that teach these skills, that allow people to move into these careers which progress skill and progress position, are narrowed to a point where they're so fixated on one thing. You know, we no longer just have a doctor. We have thousands of different types of doctors, which, yes, is a brilliant thing because we get to sort of widen expertise and face sort of different issues from more sort of, I don't know the word, more centralized takes on that. You know, if someone has an issue with their feet that is, for example, quite complex, a foot doctor is going to be able to sort that out much easier than a ear doctor, but an ear doctor could just as easily, given the right education, learn that way. And these are good branches and good sort of widenings, but the issue is when it becomes too narrow. There are certain sorts of surgery and procedures that can only be done by handfuls of people, simply because you need the authority of a position to be in it that is so hyper specialized that you have to go down this exact route. So certain people, I'm using the doctor analogy again, who need some form of life-saving operation that could be done by any man given the right training, is only able to get it through such a specific route. Therefore, it's not available to people who need it because only 4 or 5 specialists in the world are doing it outside of healthcare, which I seem to central on there for quite a while, which I didn't mean to. This becomes an issue because it sort of teaches wider society that a person can do one thing, or that they have to do one thing, that they choose a path and go down it, and that is their path. You know, your work life is a steady stream through one career, hopefully upwards, but if not stagnant in a certain position that you are sort of only capable of. You know, you can't be this much higher, someone in a higher position, only, 10 of the 100 who do could be. But that just isn't true. Every human can do what any other can. You can move up position. It is another one of those sort of dimmings of class consciousness we see, where a system is put in place to make us see it work, sort of how we have a sort of pyramid of professions, where there are more people on the bottom who are doing sort of the general things, who can do, a lot of things not too expertly, but well enough, and then it sort of moves up and up and up until it's, 10 doctors or 10, HVAC experts who can only perform this one thing throughout an entire country. And it teaches everyone, even lower down the position, that not every man can do that thing. Not every man has the capacity to do what another can. When we do, it's the indoctrination of inability. We see sort of this run up, again, a pyramid where not every person is going to make it, not every person is able. Hyper specialization prevents, potential, and it prevents us from, and more dangerously, it prevents us from recognizing the fact that we have that potential, that there is sort of this ability for every human to be anything. Meanwhile, we just expect, a select few will be, and everyone else has to kind of deal with not being able to be what they are and settle at some point because they're incapable, when in reality they are capable. It's just the systems don't allow every man to recognize and run that way.